Hello, welcome to Simply Liminal. My name is Stacy. This is my daily 2-card reading for July 1st, 2024. I can't believe it's July. July is my month. I was born at the end of July, and so I just kind of feel like the whole month is, mine. Not mine. I mean, I don't own it, but I just feel like it's a special month, and I like to celebrate it. And not only do I have this reading, I'll have my 3-card reading that I look at with the Spirit Animal Oracle guide deck. So be on the lookout for that, because that should be posted soon. But this week, we are working with the Oracle of the Hecatean Path by Ken Payne and Chris Butler. I have said in my other readings, and I continue to say, I never intended or expected to use this deck for readings on this channel, but here we are. I feel like I was very much guided to do this. At the end of my summer solstice reading, or my Letha holiday reading, my celebration reading, I felt like the energy of Hecate was coming in. My 3 cards for initiation all felt very Hecatean. And so when it came to choosing a deck for this week's readings, I was guided straight to this deck. And I wasn't resistant, but I was surprised. But I feel like this energy of Hecate is calling to us, guiding us. And so we need to pay attention to these messages. And so this is what we're going to do. So the authors of this deck say that Hecate is complex and often misunderstood. She is a torchbearer, a cosmic world soul, a guide, a mistress of the restless dead, a key bearer at the crossroads of life and death and rebirth. And that she has been adapted, or she has adapted into many world cultures and spanned many, many centuries. We see information on her going back far, like 2,000 years BCE. So like 4,000 plus years ago now. We're seeing imagery and ideas that she has been with human cultures in ways as a guide or a messenger. So this deck is divided into 3 sections. It's a 60-card deck. It's divided into the first section being epithets, which are ancient names or titles for Hecate, then symbols. One of the symbols came up yesterday very strongly in our reading. That was the dagger energy. So these are symbols are associated with Hecate across time, and then gods and spirits who are either associated with, merged with, or conflated with Hecate over the years. So we'll take a look at what our reading has in store for us today. I will say that I love liminal spaces, and if there is any god or goddess associated with the liminal, it is Hecate. She is always on the edge of here and there, and that's what she does. She is a guide. She is a key holder. She guards gates and pathways and doorways, and she lets us move forward when we're ready. Sometimes she shoves us through before we think we're ready, but when we are, in part of our progress. So anyways, as always with these card readings, I look at 2 things. I look at the energy card, which is the force that's directed towards us from the universe. And then the focus card is our energy or intention that we work with that energy. So let's take a look at our energy card for today. And let's look at our focus card. I usually work with the same jewelry and crystals for these card readings. Kind of the same stuff. It helps me in my messages, I guess. But one thing I added for this week's reading, I have this ring. I've had it for quite a long time. It is a garnet and it is a snake. And this very much says Hecate energy for me. Now I'm was born in July, so my birthstone is ruby, but I've always been jealous of garnets. I just think they are so deep and dark and beautiful. And so I'm wearing that for these card readings this week. So because garnet is something that I associate with Hecate. One of those crystals and sources and stones that I just really associate with her. So let's look at our energy card for today. We have Cleidocos, and she is the key bearer. And the message here is unlocking. One of the things that you will see associated with Hecate quite often is the key. She is a gatekeeper. She is a key holder. She holds the keys. So this is the energy that we're getting today. Cleidocos translates to key bearer in Greek. And the message here is unlocking. So let's look at what the energy or what the guidebook says about this card. It's beautiful, isn't it? So, as a cosmic key holder, Hecate can open us up to all manner of answers, opportunities, and potential. But what is it that we are seeking? A key to the heart, a first home, a fresh start, a fulfilling life. As easy as she can provide the tool to open doorways, Hecate also keeps them firmly locked and guarded, sometimes for our own good. The door is open, but only we can choose to pass through it. Kleidos can grant us freedom and enlightenment. Unlock your potential and embrace new beginnings. So this seems like a day of something new coming at us. The overall energy is something very new, maybe exciting, maybe something we're a little not worried about, but nervous about. But this is the energy that's coming for us. The energy of the key and being right there and then being ready to use it and walk through that doorway, walk onto that next part of the path, take our next steps. So let's take a look at the focus card to see what kind of, or how we're going to work with this energy. We have Psychopomp, and this is the Soul Guide card, and the card is Transition, which really works quite well together. So Hecate is a psychopomp. A psychopomp is basically terminology for someone who guides you from one place to another. In ancient Greek mythology, a psychopomp was someone that like escorted you from death into life or life into death or something like that. And that's kind of what we see depicted here. And here's Hecate with her torches. She is working as a psychopomp, and there is a spirit or soul leaving a body. Now, that's not necessarily what's going on today in our daily lives, but that's the imagery or the message of the card. And it is one of her huge roles, psychopomp, and it is one of the things that fits her being the goddess of liminal spaces so well. So the message here is soul guide and transition. With the foot firmly in the realms of life and death, Hecate allows us to move through the transitions of experience. From our lowest ebb, she can lift us up once more, peeling back the layers of mundanity to expose a shining spiritual being. From the dark night of the soul, Hecate's torchlight beckons us not to accept any obstacle, even death. Whether figurative or literal, walking the path is all about transitioning from one phase to another. So I don't know what's going on in your life. I mean, I know what's going on in my own life, but this is like July 1st, and this is like kicking it off with a bang. We have transitions, we have keys. I believe there is change coming. Is it big change? Is it small change? How is it going to work in your individual life? I can't say. I mean, right now, I can't even say how it's going to play in my life, but I truly believe these readings are for me as much as they are for anyone else in the collective. And whenever you come to this reading, whether it's today on the date that's time-stamped or 2.5 years from now, the message is there for you. Transition, unlocking the door, stepping through or forward and becoming something more than you were. Or it's escorting you to a new role, a new place or action or activity in your life. So really interesting reading today. July is here and it's kicking it off in a serious manner. And the message here is we have the key. The key is around us for unlocking this potential, and transition is the energy. And sometimes we just need to accept transition. And knowing that we're going to be guided on our path in a way that we're meant to be. So I hope you found this reading helpful. I hope you connected with it in some way. Please like, please subscribe, please share. I hope you've been enjoying this deck. Like I said, I never expected that I would use this deck for this channel and these readings, but I am very, very called to using it and for other things as well, which will soon be apparent. Anyways, please also check out my monthly 3-card reading for July. Kind of see what's going on with our overall theme for that month. Again, my name is Stacy. Thank you for visiting Simply Liminal with me. Have a beautiful, beautiful day and welcome to the month of July.